Yo, what is up guys, Bobby7 King here, and for my 2,000 subscribers special, I will be doing a Q&A where I answer all of your guys' questions. And two things before we get to the video. Obviously, one, it is my birthday at the time of you guys watching this, and two, obviously this video was originally supposed to be a Sonic TDI review, where I review the entirety of the season, which honestly, I mostly scrapped just because, again, I just don't want to make a Sonic TDI review, and just because it honestly sucked. Again, I would mostly be ranting, and the video would only probably be 3 minutes long, and honestly, I don't want to make a short video talking about Sonic TDI, so I might as well just run through it here. Sonic TDI is by far one of the worst projects I've ever seen in my life. Not even just including like Total Drama fan made series, like just in general, I think this is by far the worst show I've ever seen ever, honestly. Again, the cast was by far my least favorite cast I've ever seen in my life. A lot of these characters are just unlikable, and if they aren't unlikable, they're either just weird or just irrelevant, honestly, to the overall story. The lack of confessionals also kills the season, but then again, knowing Sonic TDI, they probably would have used the confessionals for just weird fetish stuff, so yeah, they're sad. Again, there's characters like Tails and Coco that really grind my gears and are probably my least favorite characters of all fiction now at this point. Again, I didn't watch Sonic growing up as a kid. I was way too focused on who would win in Splat-A-Lot to really care. But just in general, like, this cast sucks. I will never consume Sonic media ever just because of this project, so yeah, they're sad. Again, a lot of the characters do a lot of disgusting things, and again, gross out humor and like sex humor could work, but it doesn't work if all these characters are minors, so yeah, this was a very disgusting project. I really hated my experience. Is it my least favorite season of all time? Again, probably not. I think the reboot season 2 is obviously not objectively worse. I just don't like the reboot season two's ending that much to where, again, I think Sonic TDI is barely above it. But yeah, let's just get into the Q&A, starting it off with the first question. The first question, honestly, if I mispronounce any of your guys' channels' names, I'm sorry. But the first question comes from Toon250. Do you watch object shows like BFDI? And no, I haven't. Honestly, I've gotten it recommended to me a lot when I was first getting into the fandom, but I just never actually clicked on it because I thought it was just kind of stupid. Again, I've heard good things about it. I assume I would like it. I just haven't gotten around to really watching it, but I probably will in the near future once I wrap up all the Carnival of Chaos videos, so yeah, stay tuned for that. And the second question they ask is, what's my favorite video game? And honestly, growing up as a kid, I wasn't allowed to have a console, so I either just played on my computer or my iPad, and I really like Roblox. That was a game I really loved before all the, schlep stuff happened. Again, honestly, I loved Outlaster. Outlaster was my favorite game, or any type of survivor, eviction notice style game requiring social strategy was by far my favorite. But I think Outlaster probably has a special place in my heart, so yeah. Next question comes from NZCade. Have I ever seen any Total Drama fan-made projects that aren't Disventure Camp or Total Drama Next Generation? And to answer that question, yes, I honestly have. I do remember watching the Spanish version. I forgot what it's called. I think Total Drama Odyssey. I think that's the one. I'll put up a picture up there if I'm saying the name wrong. But I have seen one season of that. And honestly, the brain fog really hit me badly, if you know, you know, on the Discord. So I don't remember a good chunk of it, but I do remember kind of enjoying it. It was an alright season in my opinion. I have seen Reality Resort, obviously love that. Million Game Academy is a show that is not personally for me. And obviously, I've seen Gone Wild, Osuke Island, both series that I honestly do really love and I think are massively underrated by the fan base. Outside of that, though, I don't think there's any I can name off the top of my head that I truthfully remember. Again, I remember watching a lot of Cove stuff, so before Next Generation, there was like Dash for Cash, or just other Total Drama parodies using its characters, but really outside of that, again, there's not that much Total Drama related stuff I've seen, or at least I can remember off the top of my head. But I'm sure when I was a kid first getting into Total Drama, there was a lot more I've seen. Next question comes from Pizza8567. If I've ever seen BFDI and II, which I'm not sure what you're referring to. I have not seen either, unfortunately. Like I said in the previous question, or the last few questions, I have not seen either of those series, but again, probably will watch in the near future. Next question comes from Eni Mish. Okay, next question comes from 2973. What would your ideal staff story season 2 look like, and what are the characters that would get their own episodes, assuming it consists of 4 episodes again? Honestly, I would like one of Emily, just because Emily's by far my favorite staffer. I guess I would want to see one of Oliver just to expand on his character, because again, apparently he does work a lot, so I would want to see more of his jobs and how he was treated. Just because, again, I was really shocked to figure out that Oliver is 28, and I think that is insane, so... Again, I think I would like to see an Oliver backstory, Emily backstory would be cool. And for the other 2 episodes, I don't know, if we're just talking about staffers, there's not really another one I would want to see. Just because, again, Derek, Crystal, and Trevor, they all kind of suck, and I don't want to see them again. So honestly, maybe, I don't know, another Jensen one just to see how he's doing. And if we somehow, for some reason, got a character one, then definitely Alec. Next question comes from Gianni. You are stranded on an island for 5 days. Pick 5 Adventure Camp characters to keep you company on the island. First one would be Miriam, just because I feel like she would know what she's doing. Second one would be Alec, Rhea, James, Rosa. All 4 of them just for pure eye candy. So, yeah, leave that for what you will. Next question comes from Caden Total Drama. Do you watch Inanimate Insanity? Which I'm assuming refers to the II question. And no, I have not, but I do plan on watching it, probably around, like, 2026. Another one about BFDI, and honestly, again, I have not seen it. I would love to watch it. Again, thank you, Yippee, for the question. But yeah, once I watch a single season of it, I will make a video about it, I promise. Next question comes from FD3 Glazer. First of all, I love your content, which means the world to me. Thank you so much for that. And second of all, are you a Survivor fan? If so, what is your favorite season? I actually really love Survivor. Again, Total Drama is kind of what got me into, like, Survivor, Big Brother, all these reality shows. And honestly, I think my favorite season is David vs. Goliath. That was the first season I ever watched fully live. I think Ghost Island was definitely the first season I've ever watched of Survivor while it was airing. But I kind of dropped off with Ghost Island because it kind of sucked. But David vs. Goliath was a great season in my opinion, and I absolutely love it. It probably shouldn't be my favorite season, but right off the top of my head, that's the one that I love the most. Coronavirus asks, what is my favorite show ever? And to be honest, I think it is Total Drama. Again, no, I know it is Total Drama. Again, I love Total Drama as a show. Again, while it has a lot of faults, and I do think the fandom definitely glorifies Total Drama to be a better show than it actually is, it is just a show that's provided me a lot of great memories and also helped me through a lot of tough times, definitely during when I was like a teen or tween, whatever you want to call it, like grade 8, grade 9 and stuff. Again, Total Drama is a show that made me feel comforted and also just made me feel like kind of secure, even though I'm a pretty insecure person. So yeah, Total Drama is by far my favorite show of all time. Celeste, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I do have like a lisp or something. Celeste12 asked, what's my favorite animal? And honestly, it's a bunny. I love bunnies ever since I was a kid. I don't know what it is, but I just find bunnies to be really cute. I wouldn't want to have a pet rabbit or like a pet bunny or whatever, like DJ from Total Drama, because I don't know why, but I just can't handle the idea of animals pooping. So I probably shouldn't own a pet, even though I really would love to have like a dog or something. TD71435 asks, do I watch BFDI or Insane Animate? And honestly, I have not seen it. Again, I don't have a favorite character because I don't know any of the characters, so yeah. The Gamer According to Games asks, can you do an impression of Ali and Rhea by saying some of their lines from Adventure Camp? Okay, are you guys ready for this? I'm going to do an Ali impression. Let's go, even though the only impression I think I can do is a Kermit the Frog voice. If he did drag, to be honest, and everyone in my family hates whenever I do that voice, so I'm not going to do it here. And even my ex-girlfriend hated it, so yeah, I'm not going to be doing the Kermit the Frog, but this will be my Ali and Rhea impression, so yeah, let's go. Thank you. I'm going there. That's a game, old man. As you can tell, guys, I am a very versatile voice actor. That's why I did such a great job voicing Drew, and that's why I'm on a million fan-made projects as a voice actor. I know, I'm a pretty booked and busy guy. Furia is queen, which is true. They ask, who is my favorite of the fans based on their design, and honestly, I don't know, man. I think Ara just strikes out to me. Again, probably would be my type in real life, so yeah. Like, again, a lot of these characters, in my opinion, don't have the most appealing designs in the world, to where it's like, I really don't know who to pick. Again, I would probably just have to pick who I'm the most attracted to. And it's probably Arya, Dunya. Again, I would say Ren, but they didn't bother drawing him eyes, so I'm not going to say him. Esternio seems like a cool guy, so maybe him as well, but probably Arya is my go-to pick. Grammy Watson asked, do I plan on covering any other show? And once Carnival of Chaos wraps up, again, I've said this, I think a good amount of times on the Discord, that I do plan on covering a lot more shows, like, once I finish all the rankings, so, like, season reviews, like, season ranking, character rankings, and all that type of stuff. I do plan on covering shows like Survivor, Big Brother, but also Canadian shows I used to watch as a kid just because, again, no one really talks about them. And I don't care if it gets like 30 views or not. I need to talk about Splat-A-Lot in my lifetime before I die. So, yeah. Also shows like Life with Boys, Life with Derek. Again, I love all these Canadian shows because, obviously, I'm Canadian if you didn't know. Or at least I live in Canada, so yeah. Again, I just really need to talk about these Canadian shows sometime in the future before B. Haltred does all of these videos, because I actually want to make one in the future. Destron asked, what's the craziest situation I've gotten myself in? And honestly, there is a lot, but a lot of them are pretty incriminating, so I can't really voice them here on YouTube. I probably won't on Discord. Right off the top of my head, the first one is probably the time where I was on a field trip in maybe grade 5, I think. And me and my friend, we were playing Truth or Dare, or just Dare or Double Dare, and one of the dares were just to pants some random kid, and I decided to pants the kid, and his mother saw me. So, that was pretty awkward, and then she just yelled, hey you, and then I just instantly ran away. So that is the craziest situation I've ever gotten myself in, that I can say here on YouTube. Total Drama Nerd asks, name my top 5 teen fighters in Cobra Kai. And first of all, Miguel's number 1, obviously the GOAT. Number 2, Axel. Number 3, Robbie. Number 4, Quan. And number 5, Hawk. And actually, no, replace Hawk with Tori. I think Tori could beat Hawk in a fight. But then again, Sam could also beat Hawk in a fight. Yeah, I think Tori, actually. Seta Phil asked, will I do Survivor rankings? And yes, I will. I plan to do winner rankings, actually, no, I think first I'll do a new era season ranking, just because obviously that's probably the easiest thing to do just to dip my feet in. I had a Survivor cast assessment video planned out, but the main reason why I didn't post it was just because, again, I just feel like no one really cares. But I feel like once Carnival of Chaos ends and I do all these big rankings, then I think more people will actually be inclined to like listen to all these takes. Purple Cat asked, who is my favorite and least favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character? And again, I have not consumed Sonic media in general. Again, Sonic TDI was like the first Sonic thing I've ever really watched in my life. And if you want to ask my least favorite, it's probably Tails. If you want to ask my favorite character, I don't know, SBO. I think he was the least offensive Sonic TDI character. But I can't really talk about Sonic in general just because I haven't really seen any Sonic media outside of Sonic TDI. Cool of the Dude asks, what are my opinions on eggs? And I really love eggs. I think eggs are probably up there with my favorite food of all time, or at least the food that I eat the most, honestly. Yeah, I really like eggs, actually. They're pretty good source of protein. I love them, so any type of egg, I will eat it, so yeah. But if you put ketchup on your eggs, I think you're fucking weird. TDI DC Freddy asks, would I ever consider voice acting for indie shows on YouTube? And if I'm being 100% serious, maybe, but the problem is I am very untalented. So, again, while I would like to, it's like, again, I don't even, like, again, this channel isn't even that professional in general. I'm recording this on iMovie with my fucking earbuds, so yeah, I don't know. Again, I do have an actual mic, but the main issue with that is that recording with, like, the computer that I do have for when I was doing, like, those tier list videos and stuff, one, sometimes the computer was very laggy, so the mic quality went down in general, and two, the computer now is pretty broken, so yeah, I don't know if I could voice act right now. Sora Donald Goofy 99 asks, have I ever watched Digimon? And no, I have not. I don't really know what that is. I'm assuming it's Pokemon related, but yeah, I have not seen Digimon. Panda asks, have I ever had an argument / fight with another YouTuber? And to answer that question, honestly, I don't think I've ever fought with a Total Drummer YouTuber. But I do know there are YouTubers out there who don't like my content, or at least just disagree with my takes in general, and have attacked me for that. But honestly, I just don't care, and I haven't seen it. I know during the whole Wayne era where I was ranting about Wayne, a lot of YouTubers were commenting apparently, but I just never really saw it, so can't really I can't really tell you what I don't really know. But I have gone into fights when I was a Total Drama editor, which I could talk about in the future. But you just asked for YouTubers, so yeah. Oh wait, no, I do know a YouTuber. Again, I think his name was like Meme View or something. He makes Survivor content, and he went on my Discord and then DM'd me calling me like a poop face, which um I don't know if that was racist or not, but I will give Meme View the benefit of the doubt and say that he probably didn't know how I look like. Again, all you can really tell about me is my profile picture to like see that I'm black, but then again, I don't know, man. It's a whole can of worms that I just don't really want to open. And what animated reality show had a robbed elimination that should have not happened, and who should have it have been? Um I think Ron from Back in Action really sticks out in my mind. I think Danny should have left at that point of the season. Again, I do love Danny as a character, but I think Ron staying would have been just... Again, actually, no. I don't know if it would have been better, but I'm just a Ron and Georgia shipper, so yeah, there's that. I think losing... Ooh. I don't... I don't know if it should have. I don't know who should have went in his place, but Jake, or no, not Jake. Brendan from Island Homecoming. I think he was absolutely robbed. Actually, Brendan should have beaten Jake in the tiebreaker, and Jake should have left, in my opinion. Again, I love Brendan and Leona together. Now it's time for the Discord questions. The first question being from I Don't Have a Name, which is one of the goats, asking, "What is my social security number?" Yeah, I'm not answering that. What is my full name? I'll just tell you guys my name is David. That's about it. Again, I think I've said it earlier on during the channel that my name is David, but again, I don't really mention it that much just because, I don't know, the name David's kind of generic, even though I do like my name, and I think it's a fitting name because I look like a David, so, yeah. And what does my ID look like? And you are not getting that. So, yeah. Next question comes from Meffers. Who is my favorite NEYU but bad? Honestly, I have no idea who's my favorite just yet. I have seen a bit of it, but I don't really have a like locked in favorite yet, so I can't answer that question. And the final question we do have, I'm pretty sure, yep, it is the final question, is from AJ Alt. In my opinion, who are the top 5 greatest Survivor players of all time? This might be spoiling Australia versus the world, so if you care about that, click off the video. But then again, knowing my engagement times, a lot of you guys are not watching till the end of the video, so yeah. In my opinion, the top 5 are... Ooh, this sucks. I don't want to put this person number 1, but she might have to be, and it's Parvati, then Tony, Kim, Suri, and Sarah Lucina? Yeah, I think those are the top 5. Again, I don't want to call Parvati the GOAT because I personally believe Suri would be the GOAT if, you know, yeah. If like circumstances killed Suri's chances of winning. Let's just be for real. Again, I would love to call Suri the GOAT, but obviously I think it has to be Parvati at the moment just because of the knowledge of Australia versus the world. So, yeah, there's that. And shout out to Ashley Hayden from Survivor South Africa, Santa Carolina. No one will know who I'm talking about, but if you know Ashley Hayden, I will love you forever. And that is the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far in the Q&A, again, I would love to do more styles like this, but again, I don't know how much people actually care about my takes outside of Total Drama in this Venture Camp at the moment, so... Again, it'll probably happen every milestone on the channel, so yeah, just stay tuned for if we hit 3,000 subscribers. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers. I can't say enough of how much it means to me. And the fact that some people actually consider me a good YouTuber out there means, yeah, it just means the world to me. And yeah, love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching. It is my birthday today, so if you want to wish me happy birthday, you can. And peace out. Love you guys.